I got a phone call. I haven't really gone live that often, so my apologies. But excuse me, what I was saying is that, you know, I'm doing the series and being vulnerable and open and really just transparent because there's, this energy that you need to be silent. You don't need to speak about what's going on. Don't need to, you need to just be private, be silent, right? And some of it is demonic because some of it is intentional. It is to silence you. And when you are going through particular things, some things need to be highlighted, some things need to be shared, some things that have been need to be talked about. And a lot of what I'm going through, speaking up, sharing, communicating with people, sharing the lessons and the journey with people. And so I don't have a pretty background story that's just like, perfect and like encouraging and like, I mean, it might be encouraging, but you know what I mean? It's not like cookie cutter perfect or anything like that in terms of my walk with Christ. And when I encourage people, I actually, because I was thinking about that, courageous motherhood, we could just say like, like being courageous and doing things for our children day to day to day. Being courageous to get up and keep going. But what I realized is there is a whole set of mothers who are being attacked and tried in very specific ways. And not just the parental alienation piece, but it can be alienating depending on your circumstance because of shame. I'm realizing just how powerful of a silencer shame is. Then I'm also realizing that there are things that God has healed in my life that some people are amazed that I talk about. There are things that I have done, that have happened, that I have experienced that people are like, oh, wow, I can't believe that person is talking about that. And I've seen people get free just from sharing it. And so I'm not going through all of, hey, you guys, I'm not going through all of this for nothing. And so there's a set of mothers out there that might be experiencing parental alienation. There be maybe mothers out there who are in situations where reactive abuse is a thing and you're just like, oh my God, like I don't know what to do. I'm so stunned. I'm so like, this is all crazy, this chaos, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and like, what the heck is going on? I just need to survive. And no one understands. Do you know what I mean? The challenges that one goes through when you are in these situations, right? So I'm not going to say that this whole channel is going to be like just for moms experiencing parental alienation or anything like that, but I do want to share like how the Lord has been carrying me through this. And I also want to share how we need to be mindful of who it is that we're connected to. So in the last video, part one, I guess I'll say, is we kind of ended off where my current husband was stoking the fire, so to speak, with my daughter's father. Well, in a interesting twist of events, one could say, literally just a couple of months after that, when my husband experienced a perceived threat, meaning, well, I'll share that story in a little bit. But pretty much he took something from me, and anonymously I posted and asked how to get that thing back from our particular military community. And this crazy situation that has been going on with my ex for years that my husband knows about, he decided that he was going to align himself with my ex send a letter sharing every single vulnerable thing that has literally almost ever happened in the entirety of our 3-year marriage, put it in a letter, send it to my ex, and was waiting for me to be sabotaged almost 6 months after he did that. So like I was not gonna know about it, and I was gonna be surprised about it when I got to court. And so I am gonna be sharing the story of how the Holy Spirit absolutely intervened in that, made me aware of it. It didn't necessarily prevent things from not happening all the way, but it certainly was not a what is it called? An ambush, right? But then there's this realization where you're like, okay, you might have challenges, you might be dealing with this and that. But next, we're going to talk about what happens when God shows you that you literally are sleeping with the enemy, that you're lying next to Judas. And how do we navigate and make it through these seasons in life when we have these realizations? I know I'm not the only person. I'm sorry, this puppy is still doing the most. Let me move this out a little bit. I'm not the only one. I am not the only one that has had these crazy circumstances. And when I realized how emotionally isolating it was feeling to go through these things and feel like no one else understood me, or no one else would understand, or how come no one else cares about my perspective, I am not going to be silent. Period. Like, there are women out there who are drowning, who are dealing with absolute psychopaths, whether they're in their home or maybe they were in their home in the past. There are women who are fighting and battling their mama bear protective instincts because they want to keep their children safe, but they are put in a position to have to try to keep themselves safe or their other children safe from what is the child's other parent, right? And so I don't know. It's been a interesting journey where now I'm at this place where I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I have my voice back. I have my joy back. And I am not going to allow anyone, whether I'm married to them or not, to steal my joy or to share my story in a way that is to elicit shame or to spread rumors. I'm gonna tell the things that are happening to me. And thanks to my parents and thanks to them for reading my diary all those years ago, it's been a bit of a vulnerability practice over the years where once I go through something and I walk through something, if it can help someone else, I will be open about it. I'll be vulnerable. I'll be transparent about it. I don't need to appear perfect, but if I can help someone else, I want to do that. And so that's honestly just my heart. I know this dog is biting me. That's my heart behind all of this, but also to provide a safe space. This is literally, again, I don't feel like I'm in the hardest moment of it all. I'll be honest. Like, I've definitely experienced some really devastating feelings. I've definitely cried a ton. But I also know that in this season, the joy of the Lord is far more overwhelming than the pain and despair that I have felt probably, what month is this? This is July. So maybe 9 months ago. What I was feeling, the despair and the hopelessness and the trappedness. And so, I'm gonna post this here, but that first part one, that is a little bit about that. I am gonna do a little bit more videos that might be a little bit more structured, but the goal today, and hear me well, if you are watching this and you know who you are, I own my story, not you, not anyone else. I don't care who you partner with. I don't care what lie you tell. There is no demon in hell that will ever get the glory from my story. It belongs to God, period. No matter what happens, no matter what you think you can do, no matter what you ultimately do, I don't care. God is in control. And I will be sharing all the things that have been happening, all the things that I have been learning, and all the things that God has been redeeming, because it is to God's glory, okay? It is to God's glory. And so I've had a couple of people where I've spoken to, I've had moms break down, be like, oh my gosh, This has been happening to me for years, and I never felt like I could say anything to anyone. And then there was another mom that I know on, I think she's on Facebook. We've been Facebook friends for quite some bit. She had done a podcast about her parental alienation experience, and it like unbottled something in my throat when I realized, oh my gosh, this lady, like I know her, she's got more children and a whole family. But when she shared her situation and all the things that had happened there, I think she hadn't seen her daughter from the age of 9 to 18, literally hadn't spoken to her at all. And when I reached out to just like get some understanding of how that was to navigate as a mother, she was so helpful. But even her speaking up and being brave and being courageous, it gave me freedom. And so now, as I begin to kind of share some of the things that have been happening over the last few years in my life, I'm hoping that it gives freedom and joy and hope to someone else. And for the folks that don't want me to share the things and don't want me to talk about it, or you want me to be silent, I'm sorry that I can't honor that for you. We're all going to be accountable to God for the choices that we have made, good, bad, or indifferent. But y'all don't own the story. My experiences are my experiences. And I know one of the things that has consistently come up is kind of that letter from my husband to my daughter's father. It listed out all of these things. Some were true and some were just straight lies. Let's start there. So that was actually just an evil perspective and an evil thing to do in general. But all the other things, they were all from many different pieces of life. And I've been praying for months. I'm like, Lord, what is the purpose of that? And he was just showing me, like, this is demonic. It is intentional. It is to break your spirit. And so one of my prayers, and my prayer for you today, is that whatever it is that's in your life that is trying to steal your voice, that is trying to make you be quiet, that wants you to feel shame and guilt, continue to be, continue to speak, continue to move forward in who God created you to be. This is not the end of the story. Parental alienation sucks. Betrayal actually sucks, but God is greater. And that's actually the point. And through all of this, where I'm like, okay, Lord, take me back. Like, don't take me back to like 3 years ago. Don't take me back to 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 15 years ago. Take me back to who you created me to be. The little girl that my family members tell me about, that little personality, like, what did you call her to do? And one of those things that has been very consistent, no matter who I speak to, no matter which family member it is, whether it's parents or not, your girl is gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna be open. I'm gonna sing loudly. I'm gonna be, whatever, this bubbly, whatever personality. But one of the things is always like, let's get into it. Let's confront it. Let's talk about it heads on. And so I don't know what the outcomes are. I've definitely been threatened, for sure. And my assumption is that that threat would be that you're what? Gonna tell my business to everybody else? Cool. I'll tell my own business. It is my story. It is my life. And I will not be shamed. I will not be intimidated. And I will not be bullied. And I've experienced some of the harshest, roughest heartbreak that one can experience. I really, truly have. This is, I don't even know. I would say without God, I probably would not even be here. That's how devastating all of this has been. Being betrayed by somebody that was supposed to be tasked to love you, or that gave a commitment to cover you, and to still have that person operating in a way where it's like just the spiritual bypassing is crazy. It's okay, ultimately. Why? Because it's like, Abba is our Father. God comes in and he covers. And I'm really not even being super spiritual about that. When I have felt some of the deepest, harshest pains in my heart, I'm like, Lord, I don't even know how to navigate this. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. I feel like I don't know. When you feel like you're having a heart attack, you feel like you're about to die. And I remember finding out about this particular betrayal, and the only thing that I can liken it to is feeling like Hiroshima, like a nuclear bomb went off inside of my chest and just radiated out of every part of my body. I know that sounds very extreme, but on an energetic level, that's actually what it felt like. Like I just felt this, like this buzz. And then I was still alive and I'm still here. And the journey from that moment to this moment, like I said, probably in the last couple of months, it's been like, Lord, just bring me back to who you created me to be. But I've come to realize that whatever that last little bit of fear of man, or that last little bit of like people pleasing or fear in general that was in there with me about, like, you know, not wanting people to know or whatever it was, I think that like nuclear combustible feeling, I think it eradicated it. And then it has really been more about like God depositing things into me and me being receptive and surrendering. And so these, like I said, these are lives and they're relatively unstructured. And so I will be putting together more structured kind of series about these things, but I need to put it out there. I need to put it out there. And if you are somebody out there that feels like you can't be yourself, you can't share what it is that you're going through for fear of retribution, if you are someone who is out there that feels like nobody's going to understand, people are going to judge you, when you are a mom, I think our society has normalized parental alienation for dads, right? It's kind of like, oh, he's an absentee dad. It's a very easy thing to believe. It might even be more common, actually, in that regard, for a mom to alienate a dad. But the fact of the matter is, like, mothers are like, we're nurturers. We love our children. We're supposed to be there, like, when no one else is ever there. And so when moms go through parental alienation, it is a different kind of pain. It is a different kind of shame, even. It's a different kind of silence that you feel, because people are like, but shouldn't you do anything? Like, shouldn't you just keep going? Like, and when you're making decisions about safety, and you're making a decision about maybe even preserving the safety of other children as well, it gets really complicated. And I have the unfortunate knowledge that there's a couple of moms that were married to one man and had 5 children with them. And when they decided not to stay, not even 5, how many? I know a few people. 3, 4, 5, multiple children with one person that they were married to. And when they decided that they no longer would participate in that toxic marriage, that spouse went in, and that those moms are no longer able to communicate or have healthy relationships at this particular time with like all of the children that they've given birth to. And I praise God that that is not my story, right? And someone might even look at me and go, oh, how is that? But you had, you know, children with more than one person. Listen, let me tell you something right now. My relationship with my other children's father is not that. Very basic, straightforward, simple. We're not together. Okay, cool. Let's raise these children. Okay, keep it pushing. Okay, very straightforward. And so the fact that I have 2 other children that I'm still responsible for raising and navigating life with, it's a real thing. And so I think about these ladies that have 3, 4, and 5 children with the same person, and they're all being alienated systematically. That is heartbreaking to me. And so it's never about, like, you just never know what people are going through. Because honestly, when I found out that information about those people, we weren't talking about alienation. It came out in other ways. And there were some pretty heartbreaking exchanges, lots of tears. But you can also see this, like, it's a very unique shame that alienated mothers carry. It's a very specific shame. and hopefully here as we move forward and we talk more, I can empower you and I can hold space with you and for you, understanding that. But I needed to get this out. And so as I continue to post other things and share more complexities of the story, we'll move forward. But for those people that think that smear campaigns and lies and whatever perspectives are out there is the most effective thing to do, what I've come to find is that, like, honestly, the truth is probably does more damage. The truth probably does more damage. And that's why people act like that. Because when people have the truth about the nuances and everything that was experienced, it could be eye-opening. So, stay tuned, stay prayed up, and God bless you.